What's up, everybody? It's Brett. I'm back with my YouTube channel, Goodtalk Gaming, and we are doing more of our series where we start off with a new company origin and learn about it. So today I've settled on Davkul Cultists. Kind of out of left field. I don't know if anyone was really asking for this particular company origin, but as I was going through all of the different ones that they have, and looking at and really thinking about how the starts would differentiate, I realized I don't know anything about this company origin. I get what the general purpose is, but I haven't seen any of these events. I very rarely, if ever, recruit a cultist. And I just want to see how our game goes when we have these particular things that we have to, these rules we have to follow, these sacrifices that we have to make. So let me go ahead and read this to you guys, for those of you who've never seen it before. It says, Davkul awaits the dark god. He is kind of like a Cthulhu god monster. It's kind of how I think of him. Very like H.P. Lovecraft-esque. So it says, you lead a small flock devoted to the elder god, and it's time to spread the word. Find more followers, acquire riches, and please Davkul with sacrifices. So you get cultists. You start with a group of 4 cultists with poor equipment, and more cultists may flock to you for free. Sacrifices. Davkul will occasionally demand sacrifices from you, but also bestow boons upon those loyal to him. I have no idea what that means. I am very excited to find out, though. And absolutely not. Those banners are reserved for good people. Wow, that's pretty scary. I know which banner I want, so I'm going to go and find it real quick. There we go. There we go. Stab through the heart. And we will be... Demons of Davkul. Nope, gotta spell it right. Pretty sure you go to hell if you don't spell your dark god's name right. We will be the Demons of Davkul. And... hold on, let me make sure I'm spelling this right. Davkul. See? Yep, I would have spelled it wrong. D-A-V-K-U-L. No, that's it. D-A-V-K-U-L. Guys, I have a permanent brain injury. I don't have that. I'm just dumb. Alright, let's go. And we're going to set the difficulties to veteran. And we'll keep high starting funds. I like having some fat cash to play with at the beginning of the campaign. Makes the start a little bit easier. Makes it faster, really. I enjoy a nice fast start. So let's see what they say here. I put the woman and child in the barn, which you have surely already found in ashes. They were knocked unconscious, for he does not seek their pain. Please do not dwell upon their demise. They are with him now, and in their passing I have been freed of all obligations to do what must be done. By now I will be gone. I will have taken up a new role, a new face, and beneath both I will become something I am not. I will pretend. I will act. But in the end it is with one purpose, and you know what that purpose is. I must not name it, but you shall find it in the moments when you realize no one truly believes they are going to die. The purity of one's own annihilation must be clouded by distraction and merriment. Not all can see him, not all should, but see him they will. Be well, strangers, that you have become, for Davkul awaits us all. Jesus, that's dark. That's some dark writing right there. And check out our little avatar. Very eerily similar to some sort of clan type hood. Cultist leather hood. We start off with a battle whip. I think that's the better version of the whip, or is this not? Is this a low tier whip? Not 100%. Hard to remember. We get a 2-handed flail. Cultist leather robe. Okay, that's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen a cultist leather robe. And we get sackcloths. Of course, I've seen those. All of these guys are wearing peasant gear. You know what I'm going to do, though? You keep that. And you take that. Oh god, are they all like jacked in the face? No, that's a tattoo. Oh, there's like a Davkul cultist tattoo? See, this is why I'm playing this, guys, because I don't know. I'm learning along with everyone else. So this guy is Baldwin the cultist. Rollo, Olfert, and Whittled. Once again, guys, if you want to have a named character, all you got to do is let me know. And I'll try and make sure you get one. Alright. Put the whip in the back. This guy doesn't even have armor. Jeez, talk about a poor start. Okay, he's got 3 stars in melee skill and 3 in range defense. That's a bit crazy. So let's start from left to right kind of and go through this. He's a cultist. When Whittle joined, he warmly called you captain, saying, "'Tis a proper manner to pursue the path into the black from whence we came." He's a fanatic, so he has extra resolve. That's good. No morale triggered upon allies dying. He's also tiny, so his melee damage is low, but he makes up for it with big defense and really good stars. So this won't even matter. This guy's going to be really strong if we can keep him alive. Okay, another fanatic. I sense a pattern here. This guy would make a really good frontliner. They'll probably end up switching stuff. Okay, Ulfert here, really low HP. He's a Spartan, that's cool, and he's a survivor. Awesome. He's got good resolve. This is one of those guys that could make a good sergeant. And then we have Rollo here. He's determined. Cool, and brave. So, man, 60 resolve already. I see the strengths of these units right away. Or these guys right away. But we're going to have to really put a lot into them to make sure that they are strong. Man, doesn't this map look familiar, guys? Jesus. All the maps kind of feel the same. How much land do you hold? 5? Oh, this is the place right here. They own most of the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Way down here, really? So 9 cities for them. 5 and 5 for these other 2. So the question I always ask myself is, who can I afford to piss off if I want to? If I feel like raiding and taking caravans, what do I do? So first things first, we've got a keep here. We don't want to go there because there's nothing for us there except potential recruitments. Let's go to Talbak first. So we need to get into the business of surviving right away. We need to get some, basic bandit thug level gear. Recruit 1 more person at least. Oh my god, I think I'm going to take every cultist that I see. Carl's a poacher, but he's got a hunting bow, which is nice. This guy is the red. So I like to keep my playthroughs thematic. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that. I like to kind of impose extra things on myself. So I could see us recruiting like a lot of cultists, butchers, flagellants, those types of characters in the beginning. And then later on we pick up the hedge knights, the guys with the darker pasts, raiders, sellswords, and then I think they get converted eventually into cultists. I think if someone stays in your party long enough, they eventually get converted. So I'm going to pick up Torkel. It says, "The stranger writes in the dirt as quick as a man who has done it 1,000 times. His message is clear to see. It reads something dark. He's summoning something. That's all we know. You're hired, son. You're on the team." And we're going to pick up this guy too, Hartwig the Red. Grinning ear to ear, Hartwig never looked so happy as when his shop opened, and he got his first order of live pigs in stock. Living in a city under siege, he provided meat for the hungry. When it was found out where the meat came from, he was handed over to the besiegers who unwittingly let him live. Many are disturbed by Hartwig's mere presence and all too wide eyes. Get in here, buddy. You're just disturbed enough to join our crew. Man, another determined cultist. 3 stars of fatigue and 2 in melee skill. They come with like good resolve. These guys are strong. What about you? He's a team player, which is good if you're using big 2-handed weapons, or I think if you're an archer. And that's it. So no real negatives. Low resolve, good HP, good melee skill. I mean, he's not terrible. Gotta arm him, though. Do we want the other butcher? Always a strange boy, Friezo took to butchering not only for profit, but for pleasure. Unfortunately, the war drove through his shop, leaving behind a number of carcasses he wouldn't dare butcher. Frizzle's ears perk whenever a pig squeals. The same thing happens when a man screams. Interesting. You're in the crew, guys. So we just like shot right up to 7. And I did it because, man, are we really going to get more thematic members than butchers and cultists? I don't think so. And he's not bad either. I don't like 3 stars in range defense. It's pretty useless. But yeah, we'll see what's up. And let's check. We're not going to spend any more money. That's not what I meant to click on. Let's check here to see what kind of weapons and things we can pick up and at what prices. I see a staff sling at a huge discount. I'm more interested in shields and armor. We need helmets too. We'll pick those up. We need a couple real weapons. The prices here aren't great, but some stuff is broken, so that makes it a little bit easier. Does anyone have a penchant for ranged attacks? Seems like just our whip guy. Alright, everyone at least has 30 armor on their head now. Shield-wise, a shield up whittled. How much gold do we have left? Still about 2k. This is not a bad deal on a war fork. And I'm also looking at this woodcutter's axe, potentially. There's some good stuff here if we had just a bit more gold. I also see the buckler, which we may have to settle for. And I think one of our guys is using a knife right now. This bludgeon would be way better. We actually have 2 guys using knives. It's just so cheap. I think we have to pick these up. Let's grab a war fork. That way everyone doesn't have to be on the front line. Let's grab this and this and this. Okay. Some expensive pickups, but I think they're going to be worth it. This guy, you're a war fork user. 1 star there. Give him the axe. Buckler there. And, man, did I buy 1 extra weapon? I think I did. That's okay. We need at least 1 more shield. And I don't think we're going to get it here. We also need a little bit of food. We don't want to scrimp on that. We need to make sure we can feed everybody we just picked up. Okay, that's enough. We've got tools, we've got ammo, we've got food and medical supplies, we've got gold. We're good for a long time. No need to panic, kind of like this early, about what we're going to do. We just need to find some easy prey and take them down. Let's see what this contract is. It's 2 skulls. Okay. Wants us to make a delivery. This is the type of stuff I'm happy to do. To Heshsager. Let's say we need some time to think about it. I need to scout the map a little bit before I agree to a delivery. Because for all I know, yeah, they want us to go all the way north. Which may not be terrible. That's a village. That's a large city. We could go there. That's not bad. The idea is we need to take fights along the way. And when we get there, we'll have the gold to like recuperate. We'll take it. And let's start walking. And we'll visit Jarlstead. We're hoping to fight brigand thugs or thralls or something really low tier that still has decent weapons but that we could kill somewhat easily. This is a very precarious start. Our guys, some of them aren't even wearing armor at all. Alright, let's get to Jarlstead. I was hoping to scout someone along the way. So guys, I would love to hear... Oh man, look at all these contracts. I would love to hear if you have done this playthrough before. What to expect? What do you think will happen? Oh man, this guy would have been a great pickup. He would as well. I like caravan hands getting them early so that they can give us that extra space once they level up and we get that event. This guy though has a dagger, I think. And a decent set of armor. Damn. Scripture is written across his arm in scars. The Coda of Madness. You know what? We'll pick him up too. We just jumped up pretty high in terms of... Oh, what does he have? Eagle Eyes? Oh, this guy could be an archer. Eagle Eyes plus 2 stars in range skill. That's pretty good. Okay, he just needs to survive. But we just jumped up in terms of the size of our squad. So we're going to be splitting experience pretty hard. And coming down on provisions. But what we're doing is we're increasing the likelihood that our men survive the next battle. Yeah, I kind of want to give them a staff sling. Oh, yes. Thank you. That was a gift. A really cheap shield. And I would much rather pick up a bow than a staff sling. But I think in a pinch that's fine. Okay, you take that. And go here. Something like this. You take that shield. You take the buckler. Is anyone using... The dagger's, it's a tier 2 weapon. It's probably more effective than the bludgeon. But maybe we just want to keep the dagger on him like this. Knife here. Maybe a knife here. Okay. Don't want to buy anything else. I really want this padded leather, but we're getting a little bit greedy. And then here, let's take that off and give it to someone in the front. We're wearing sackcloths and aprons. Alright, let's keep going. We really are doing okay. We could kill some peasants. What I want to do is pick... Honestly, I think... So when we did our peasant run, what I think I should have done, and I think what I should do for almost all my runs, is to pick a house that sucks, or they're in a location that I just don't want to go to, and to raid them. Because eventually you can get your relations back to normal, but it's invaluable in the early game to be able to attack supply caravans. Let's stop here first. And to get like really good mid-game gear by overwhelming them. Just overwhelm those guys. See these like trade caravans? We could get a lot of money from that. We're just stopping by just to see what's up, and then we're going to keep on going. It's nighttime. We're not going to wait. We're paying out a lot of money, and we haven't taken a single fight yet. But right now, like if I had to pick a place to piss off, it might be these guys because they're really isolated. I don't want to alienate these particular factions because the wilderness is out here. If I want to go way out into the wilds, I need these areas as kind of like my big trade points and stopping grounds, right? I don't ever need to go to this little area to the west. That's kind of how I look at it. Peasants don't give us much of anything, but yeah, we attack the peasants and then those guys come out and beat us in the head. Nothing we can do against them. Man, would love to get a wild man. Lumberjack would be kind of cool. Lots of backgrounds to me that kind of fit into like picking up random cultists along the side of the road and being like, come with me. Really creepy like. Let's grab that. This place has the stuff we want. Let's get our butchers and some decent gear. That's better than being naked. Was there a contract? There was. Let's see what it is before I get too deep into it. Thievery. Okay. Okay. That's what we want to fight. We want to fight brigands. This is a good place. They have some serious like discounts here. Alright, let's make that work. Shield. And look how well armored our front line is already. These armors are 88. They're even better than the padded leathers. The helmets suck, but we can't get you know, super greedy. Beggars can't be choosers. And all that. I see these 2 full leather caps. They're 15 better. And I'm going to grab them. Getting really greedy with the spending. But I'm going to grab those. Okay. I think we're good. Let's try. Let's try and kill some brigand thugs with this group. So, also I've talked about in the past, I'm going to play this as if I was playing it and nobody was watching. And I don't like wasting my time, guys. I got to record these videos. I want to bring you guys in on it. I want to get moving. I want to do all the different company origins to a certain extent. And before I talk about this, but if I constantly have to be restarting because like I lose my first battle, which happens, you know, you start a campaign on veteran difficulty, you go to do your first battle, and you lose 3 guys, and you're like, man, so either I restart now, or I spend the next 10 episodes trying to recover, which is not fun. So if I save the game and, you know, do a reload because I think I can take the fight better, don't hate me. It's purely time saving. It's not that I want to save scum or anything like that. It's just, I just don't have the hours in the day. I'm doing like 6 series right now, which I hope you guys enjoy. And, yeah, I just don't have the time to do like perfect runs. It says, you feel good today, ready to lead the demons of Davkul through any challenge to come. You gather the men around, kicking Ulfert to his feet and telling Torkel to finish scraping away the hairs on his neck later. When their muttering has subsided, you start to address them. What do you tell the company that the men will do? Okay, so, yeah, we're going to get back to 12 men. We're almost there. The other option was to try and make friends, which is a lot harder than it sounds. It takes kind of forever. You have to stay in one area to make that happen. And wow. The thieves are quite human, a simple crew of vagabonds and brigands. We're not going to read all the quests and things, but we will read the ones that are specific to Davkul's company origin. Just so that we're all on the same page. And they've got the gear that is at the appropriate level for what we want. If we could get some of this armor, some of these helmets, some of these weapons, we'll be happy. And I'm also kind of excited. We get to use a whip really for the first time. So we have the whip here. Can do damage and inflicts bleed. It's very good against lightly armored people. It says here, quite ineffective against armor, and that's absolutely true. And it inflicts 2 stacks of bleeding at once, so that's very good. What did I do last time? What was... Oh yeah, if you get the... Is it under Cleaver? I think it is under Cleaver. By Cleavers and Whips, yeah, doubled to 20 damage per turn. So if you get the Cleaver Mastery on someone who uses a whip, you'll do 40 damage per tick of bleed. Of course, that's not effective against every type of unit, but it's quite effective against some. All right, I want this spot. We're going to step up. How much damage does the knockout do? It does a little bit of damage. Nice. So we landed the stun, very good. We'll pass here because we're going to get a better surround, which will give us better odds of hitting. Had a feeling they would step up here. We'll step here. Try to focus him down. 70%. So our options here are to use Pound, which deals a ton of damage, or to use Thresh, which swings wildly around himself. Oh my gosh, beautiful. And that's going to wreck their morale. Perfect. We just need to land these hits. Shoot some rocks. Very good. Our other option here is to disarm. Use the whip over significant distance to temporarily disarm an opponent on a hit. A disarmed opponent cannot use any weapon skills, but may still use other skills and move freely. So our odds of doing that are 45%. I would rather just try and land an attack at 61%. Ooh, a big hit there would have been nice. It probably would have killed him. And I also just realized I totally forgot to save from this battle. But I think we can load an autosave. If we wanted to. Not saying we have to, because we certainly don't. Yeah, that's rough. Because we got a guy here with no shield. Oh, and they landed the stun on us. Touche. That's a 5%. We're not doing that. Okay. Alright, we've missed 3 61% shots. Gotta imagine that feels pretty bad. Let's go for another one shot, and it's basically a one shot. 2 stacks of bleed there. Just a little worried about this guy coming around. Especially here, we've got a triple surround on Ulfert. If they take it. And these misses have been super unfortunate. Like, the odds are more in our favor to not miss than we're currently showing. Alright, we finally hit with a rock. And they're going to go for... Okay, they went for the guy with less armor. I can respect that. Yeah, let's get that done. Want to get rid of him before he gets a chance to attack. The idea here now is to like maybe scare these guys from hitting us. And by scare I mean we just kind of rout them and they don't get a chance to. But we've missed so much. Don't want to lose Ulfert. That's 3 misses in a row, man. Ooh, guys. Okay, thank you. So now the goal is to not die here with Ulfert. And Ulfert dies. It'd be pretty lame to load from this point. I still might do it though. Because this was just an unbelievable amount of RNG failing us. But let's see what happens. Maybe you get some sort of unique, I don't know, unique effect from dying when you're playing as the Davkul start. I don't know. All I know is that we were incredibly unlucky. And Ulfert's not actually dead, but he does have a cut arm, which is an injury. Partly collapsed lung is just the worst. Minus 40% fatigue. That basically makes him useless. So I know who I'm sacrificing to the Dark Gods. Let's collect our pay. We're not going to reload that, of course. But that's no good. I mean, that puts his... Luckily he has a star in fatigue, so he could potentially bounce back from that. We didn't really pick up anything else. Just a bunch of lame weapons. We got some shields. I mean, the shields are nice, but we don't need them anymore. We already paid for them. Let's go back and get our cash. Yeah, so when Davkul's like, who do you want to offer up? I'm like, man, I don't know, one of our buddies got a collapsed lung. Okay, so there's no quest for us here, but what we need to do is sell some things. Let's get rid of that. Don't need sticks, don't need that. Peasant clothes, cultist stuff we can drop. And I think we'll hold on to the rest of this stuff. Supplies, we're good on, temporarily. I'm going to buy some grain. 4 days, okay. That's enough time for us to get somewhere and start really doing something. Let's go back to, was it Jarlstead that had a ton of missions for us? Would love to fight a thrall. Get some of that early barbarian gear. They do have one mission for us. just check what they have. They don't have a bow. That's what I was looking for. I saw the quiver and I was like, man, if they have a really cheap short bow, that would be cool. Last time we were here, it was nighttime, so we didn't really get a chance to see what was up. Okay, 410. Barbarians. Okay, so they want us to go to an actual location and do this. It's right here. I think we can do that. These are some big woods. It's a really big forested area. Nordic huts. Whoa, there was a battle here. Not sure between what or who. I see wild footprints. I see people footprints. A few thralls and okay, so let me save the game. We haven't saved the game at all yet. You can see there all of our other save games. There we go. Because this is looking like a fun one. I love our thematic characters already. It's dawn. Let's get in there. You found the Barbarian Village and a series of cairns that lead toward it. The stones are stacked in the shapes of men, and at the top of each cairn rests a freshly hewn human head. Ulfert nods. I wonder if they believe doing that gets them closer to their gods. You suspect you have another way to get them closer to their gods, by killing them all. It's time to plan a way of attack. Alright, it's a forest battle, which probably favors us. Throwing weapons are always a problem. Dogs are going to go forward and basically get themselves killed. Man, hearing that super hype barbarian music. Okay, so it's 2 dogs and 3 guys. Alright, terrible misses. Terrible misses. Terrible miss. Don't worry, guys. We'll be okay one day. In the early game, it's just all misses. Killing both dogs in the first round, I think, was pretty important to do. It really sets up the barbarians to fight this fight kind of alone, and we won't have any distractions. We'll leave him here because we know there's someone else coming. Alright, the dog is dead. It's going to bleed. You know, we'll put Ulfert tucked safely in here. We don't need him to die. Shield wall it up. He might be coming back around. We'll just stay like this. Okay, they've got the throwing weapons. And they're really hurting Hartwig. If we could just land one of these big attacks. We got to take him out, otherwise there's a potential that we lose Hartwig. It's probably going to be faster than us. Wow. And down goes Hartwig. Jesus. The luck, the sheer bad luck we're experiencing right now is just enormous. I really hate complaining about RNG because it's part of the game and I like understand and respect it. But like the AI lands every hit and we miss every hit. It feels really bad. He's got a broken knee temporarily, so he's terrible. But only a ripped ear. That's not a bad permanent injury. That's probably one of the least offensive ones for a melee guy. Was Hardwick the one with good range potential, though? No, he wasn't. Okay. We picked up some of their junk weapons, but we also picked up a bear hat, which is an upgrade of sorts for Ulfert. We've got some crude throwing weapons. That's all just stuff we're going to sell. And do we finally get some levels? We got 1. Level up real slow when you take big groups like this. And I've decided that I think in order for us to survive the early game, I'm going to go for Colossus first on everyone, and then get Student. And if you do the math on it, of course, it's way more optimal to get Student on everyone first, because you're it's an undeniable fact that you're maximizing the percentage of experience that you're getting, an additional 20%. But 20% experience, but from level 2 to level 3, is not very much considering how far you get set back if you lose a character at this point in the game. And I think getting Colossus on every character right at the beginning will, and of course, he just shot up like, I don't know, was that 11 or 12 HP, and he's also much harder to injure now. So you get that on everyone, and you have this great chance of just not losing your guy. We'll take that 4 HP roll. We'll take this 3 here. I'm so upset that we got a 1. So I'm just, man, we don't need any more resolve. We really don't. So a 1 or I'm going to take the 2 here. And that makes him nice and tanky. That first level makes it so that it's very unlikely that a thug or a thrall is going to be able to take him down easily. Much less susceptible to injuries, which means we're digging a lot less into our medical supplies potentially. So I see a lot of upside to it, and the only downside is you're missing 20% of experience for 1 level. And I don't see that as being detrimental. I think the pros far outweigh the 1 con. All about keeping guys alive. So they no longer have ambush trade routes. We made a pretty penny from that fight. And I guess we'll probably just buy some more food and head out. There's nothing else here for us. Let's go back to this place, this Jarlstead area. Grimborg is a big city. There won't be much there for us. But these are the supply caravans that I'm talking about. If you can kill these dudes early and take that gear, get the Billman gear and the Footman gear, in one fight you could fully equip like half your guys. Take 2 of those and you've probably completely filled out your entire roster with dudes that are like just heavily armed and good to go. So they have mostly the same guys. They still have this caravan hand. But they also have a sword master. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So it says as part of our Davkul origin that we have the potential to get free recruits. I wonder if we should expect that to happen or if we just probably won't get lucky. We'll pick up that armor. We've got to get a little bit tankier than we are now. And I want these 2 as well. I especially want the full Acton cap. And we'll take it. Because I know I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell this. Sell that. And we'll keep the rest. That didn't quite pay for it, but it probably paid for the cap, but not for the armor. This cap is better than this one. Frontliners always get the best gear. This is 30 with -1 vision, so we'll take that instead. Does this reduce our vision? It does. Okay. Learning things. We could also keep the playthrough super thematic by only playing with like devastating bleeding type weapons. So like cleavers, and I like the Scrammus axe. That's a pretty good cleaver. Axes, anything used to like do horrible chopping up of people. Maybe that's too thematic and dark, but Alright, we have a lot of missions to choose from. This is probably going to be our home base for the rest of this episode. A man walks up to you and holds a scroll halfway between he and you. My name is Waldemar, representative of Torkel the Burgermeister, and speaking on behalf of the good people of Jarlstead, we seek your services. Okay. We'll accept this. Say we need some time to think about it. That would be the last thing that we do here. Okay, he wants us to go and find a place, the Tomb of the Mad King. Which sounds to me potentially like an Ancient Dead spot. Just to go find it, to the west, it's 300. And then if we can fight it and beat it, that's a nice payday. Need some time to think about it, and let's see what this one is. An audacious act of thievery. Alright, this one's cheap. We're going to do this one first. The enemies are probably going to be, you know, thugs. For this guy's ceremonial staff. Fighting them in the forest won't be a big deal. Let's hope for some good RNG this time, y'all. But I love it. We're super thematic right now, which is definitely my favorite thing. Alright, let's fight them in the daytime. Which I think we did. I thought it was dawn right when I attacked them. No, it's night. Okay, that doesn't favor us because we have the ranged. Yeah, that sucks. I thought I did it right at dawn, but I must have been a tiny bit fast. But look at the funnels we can make here. Oh, we're going to destroy these dudes, hopefully. There's some good armor right here. These are gambesons. They're 70, I think. Some short swords. A lot of short swords. Okay, the idea here is to funnel them through so that we get surrounds. So we can put one or two. We can keep it like this. See if we can hit anybody. I doubt it. 5% chance is so low. Maybe we hit someone else by accident? No. Step in here. Step in there. And if we want to just shield wall and then... Step up here. Step there. I like having the range. Yeah, once they get into this spot, we'll have a good line of sight on everyone. We can shield wall here and just use the fork. I don't want to step in here, so I want someone to step here, and that'll give us a nice surround. We're kind of leaving a spot open for one guy to jump in, and then, or here, and then the other guy will jump through. And here we're just going to funnel them. If they start spilling out around, I'll close this area off and I'll bring Baldwin down. I wonder if the whip is affected by the ranged debuff. The nighttime debuff. Looks like maybe it's not, because he just landed both of those attacks at a pretty decent clip. Come on, guys. Let's land these hits. There we go. Very good. I'm happy. There we go. We're doing it. Let's come down here. I feel those misses so hard every time. I'm not going to move from this spot. We will bring Whittled down here. We can only see 3 of them, but we know there's 2 more. They're trying to figure out where to go, but we've definitely made some good killing boxes. Forest battles certainly favor us versus the AI, just from sheer, you know, being a human and understanding how to take these types of fights. Yeah. I did that so that we can free up our other dudes to come down here and potentially we can be the ones that get the flank. We just need 1 hit and we get the kill. Okay, Hartwig's actually still very hurt. Um, we don't need to bring him down. That's bad. We're going to shift our back line a little bit. There we go, one at a time. Step in. It's perfect. Perfect. And I think they still want to fight. It's hard to know. I've gotten lucky on 5% shots before. We want them to stay in the fight because we want a chance to get their weapons and armor. I don't want them to start running away right now. But if they run away, it's not the worst thing. I could tie them down. Yeah, and they're running. Okay. Alright. Knowing that we're not going to be able to catch them, we don't have dogs or anything like that, we could just continuously pass, and they'll be able to escape. Now, if they come back into the fight at this point, it would be annoying because we've kind of messed it all up. No, it's over. And everyone got a level. Perfect. And we got one of the Gambesons, so they are 70. I was correct in that. And short swords are very good early game weapons. They just do very consistent damage. Not very good against armor, but that's okay early game. You don't really need to be great against armor. Most of your enemies will not be armored. We'll switch it up. Like I said, guys, Colossus all the way down. So this guy is going to be a great two-hander. He's got huge fatigue and weapon skill. So let's take that. He's not going to be a hybrid character. I want him to be a straight-up two-hander. And I think those are the important roles for a two-hander. You know what? Let's change this up. No reason for Hartwig to be in the front line after that injury. He'll do just fine in the back line. He'll probably end up being a shield bro. Much like Wolfert. 4 there is very good. I'll take that 2. And I'll take a 3 in range defense. Pump it now, won't have to pump it later. Let's take Colossus here. Man, these guys really need some HP on some of them. Happy to take a range skill or a melee skill increase. Although with this many stars, a 3 isn't very good. It's a pretty low roll. Colossus, 3, 4, and man, even like I said, a 3 is not a great roll for him. Let's take a 4 here. That'll get him up to 49, and then at that point, we really don't have to pump any more resolve into them for quite some time. Colossus there. This guy could end up being a decent hybrid or just a really good archer. His starting numbers are very low, but his potential is pretty high still. But yeah, I could very easily see making him a decent hybrid character. So we would want, if we're going to just make him an archer, then, which is pretty good, he would have the longest range in the game, essentially. An archer with the warbow buff, I mean, the range is good. We could put him in, you know, better helmets is kind of the buff potential there. Take this 3. Or we can make him a dual, you know, a hybrid type character, a melee, probably a polearm user / crossbowman with really good range. Make him really heavily armored. And then, like I said, guys, next level, we're going to pick up student on everyone. I think that's the right call. So this guy is definitely in line to be another hybrid. Once I get over 71 HP, I pretty much stop pumping HP on the ranged guys. Once I get about over 80 or so on the frontline dudes, that's when I kind of stop pumping those characters' HP. And yeah, we'll try and make up for some of this resolve issues that he's having. Once that broken knee goes, he'll be fine. But here we go. This is a pretty strong start. I'm actually very happy with what we're accomplishing right now. Sucks that we've... Oh, check this place out. I was going to say, it sucks that maybe we go fight that? Or do we wait? We're a little bit injured. Let's go and take that other mission, where we go and find a place. It sucks that we've, you know, put some permanent injuries on some of our characters. But I think, like I said, we're going to be sacrificing people anyway, at some point. And if that's the case, then we shouldn't stress out too much when one particular character gets hurt. I really want this caravan hand, but I just don't think we can afford it. Sell the busted shields. We need to give someone needs to wear that armor. Our frontliners are all good. Here we go. And just like that, we're out of garbage armor. Into what I would consider like a little bit, somewhere in between thug and raider gear. We're like comfortably in the middle. We still have some helmets that we need to swap out. Now there's a weaponsmith here. Man, that Bard each did such amazing work for us in our last playthrough with our executioner. As you and the demon of Davkul prepare their journey, Rollo states that there is a man who wishes to speak to you directly. You nod and have him led to you. He's a glum, small man who states that the rulers of Jarlstead have no interest in the tomb of the Mad King, other than ones of greed. Of course that's the case, so what's the problem? The man nods. Look, I have some folk who are interested in keeping the tomb of the Mad King hidden away for good. If you find it, well, talk to me first. We'll make you a pretty penny. Okay, so someone's going to potentially offer me gold to not do my quest, but I don't like to mess up relations this early on. We got to get on top of this mountain. So they say it's in the region of Frolickers Grove, which I can't even see on my map. Is it over here, maybe? Okay, we find it. Do we go there and try to take this fight? It could, man. So this is the thing. We have to cross all the way over these mountains and then cross all the way back, potentially. It could just be a bunch of auxiliaries, which I think we would do fine against. Or it could be, well, the whip is terrible, and so is the sling. But some of our bigger weapons would do fine. But it's very costly in supplies and time. And if we get here and there's a bunch of legionnaires, we're not going to want to take that fight because they'll kill us. So I don't think it's actually worth the investment this one time to go there. I'm happy to know it's there for when we get a little bit stronger and more confident we can go there. Instead, I just want to turn this in. We're going to come up here, and probably in the next episode we'll take that fight. So the guy says, as you head toward Jarlstead, a stranger comes out of the path. He's the man you talked to before, but this time he has a satchel in hand. Look, sellsword. I know you speak one language, and that is the language of money. Take this satchel as a token of our appreciation. If you stay silent, you need to tell the rulers of Jarlstead where the tomb of the Mad King is. That place belongs to our families. Those petty rulers will only ruin it with their greed and power-seeking. So what say you? Will you take this? Yeah, that's only 80 more crowns for us to piss them off. Or we could take the money and... I don't think I've ever done this before. Do we fight them? You tell the man that you'll keep the location of his familial home a secret. While he celebrates, you go and tell Gernot the Elder where the tomb of the Mad King is. Getting paid by both sides makes for a pretty sweet gig. Catching hate from both not so much. But what do they expect in dealing with a sellsword? They're unfriendly towards us now. That's hilarious. Let's camp. You know what? Instead of camping, I wanted to pick up that caravan hand, but he's not here. We could wait, or we could go all the way down to the southwest to Ulikenberg. Let's see where that is and whether or not we feel like that's beneficial for us to do. It's a large village. It's got a citadel next to it. There's a settlement here. I'm basically looking for large villages, so I'm happy to go there. But before we do that, let's actually head off in this direction. Oh man, if I don't care, I could come down and raid this trading caravan. I feel like if no one escapes, I should be able to raid trading caravans as much as I want. So we kind of pissed them off, but not enough that they really, really hate us. But guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. I'd love to leave you on an awesome battle, but I think we'll start next episode on an awesome battle. We don't know what's in here yet. It's an unknown garrison. It could be raiders, could be, you know, Werdergangers, Wiedergangers. It could be anything. We don't know. But we'll check it out next time. I hope you enjoyed this start. Once again, I kind of stuck to my usual playstyle of accelerating in terms of the number of men that we have, which decelerates our experience, but ultimately I think there's strength in numbers, and we're protecting ourselves from loss. And that's what the whole, you know, that's all what my design is. I'm trying to prevent loss and prevent setback. So postponing student in turn for Colossus on everyone potentially prevents loss, and so does being very picky with our contracts, being picky where we go in the fights we take, and who we choose to recruit, and when we choose to fight. And I want to fight with overwhelming numbers as often as I can. And this is veteran difficulty after all. You know, we don't get any bonuses to chances to hit, so we need to be careful. And when the time comes to start sacrificing people, which is what I'm really looking forward to. We're only on day 5, but we haven't gotten any of the unique cultist starts yet, or the unique cultist events. Looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Guys, let me know in the comment section if you would like to claim a character. Also, let me know your experiences with this run, or this company origin. I'd be very interested to hear it. Yeah, just that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Goodtalk Gaming. And as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care.